On this beautiful morning before it gets too hot here, live on TikTok and YouTube. So if you see me looking off, I've got a couple of different cameras. I've got a couple different screens I'm looking at. I'm going to ship out some orders this morning. I've got 3 different platforms that I'm shipping out. Hope you all had a great yesterday and have had a great start to the morning so far. Leslie, what's going on? Got some items back there on the table. If you're watching on YouTube, the angle isn't really showing what all I've got to ship. You can see a little bit of it back there on the table. Good to see you, Leslie. Thank you for jumping in here. Oh no, I just remembered I had an order that needed shipped today. Get it out. Yolanda, good morning. Good morning. Thanks for coming in. Nick, thank you. A bunch of people jumping in. So I've got let's see here. See how many. Yesterday was a pretty kind of slow day. I had 2 really good sales in the morning that really helped kind of set the rest of the day. Like good average sales price. Sometimes I lose my words when I'm live. I had 2 really good sales, higher margin that helped having a slower day yesterday. But I went to bed and I woke up with 3 or 4 orders over the night, which is kind of a lot for how things are going right now. So I ended up having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items to ship. I've got a 7th. I'm waiting on the buyer to pay. So if they pay, I'll ship it out, but I'll show you what that is. Yeah, if you guys have any questions or just want to stop in and say hello, let me know. I'll be your background while I work the day job. Got a bunch of people watching from work. I guess that's the new trend. Thrift work. I don't know if I'd really say thrift. I was trying to think of something like thrift talk. Work talk, maybe? I don't know. I'm at work too, but work looks different. How many of you all work from home? Leslie, I think you work from home. Switch Hit Style, do you work from home? Actually, it looks like you're at work and just got there, so I'm guessing no. Sitting at work just listening. For those that are working and watching me at the same time, do your companies care that you do this? Southern Treasures in the house. Okay. So I'm thinking about shipping out my orders. I'll do that like I've got in the title, ship out the 7 orders that I have. And then I've got to do some cross posting. I've got about 5 to 10 items that I can cross post for you all. And so I thought I would do like a demo. I can share my screen, except if you're watching on TikTok, it's going to be hard for you to see that. I can do a real quick demo on how quickly I can cross post those items onto several different sites. Kings of eBay, thank you so much. Hope you're doing well, Brian. Max says, are you still selling on Grailed and Depop? How are they performing? Grailed and Mercari, I've stopped, with the exception of if it's non-clothing, I'll post it on Mercari. If it's like higher end, like very higher end, I'll do Grailed. Other than that, I've stopped on those 2. Depop, I'm still posting, but I've got my I'm watching it. I'm watching it and seeing how it does. I'm boosting all my items on Depop, and that has helped quite a bit in getting sales, but it's not every day. I'm not getting sales every day on Depop like I thought maybe I would. As a matter of fact, I'll just tell you real quick. If I look at my spreadsheet right now, Depop For the month of July, I've had 7 sales. So not great. Last month I did 18. We of course July is always a bad month, but um, are 10 sales worth spending all that time posting on Depop? Probably not. If it doesn't pick up, I'm probably going to drop Depop and only list those vintagey pieces that I know sell well. Like right now, here's a couple of different perfect Depop items that I would put on. Um, I picked up a pair of Birkenstock Arizona sandals, black leather, women's. They were used. Posted those to Depop, and I've had 2 different offers I've accepted where the buyer has not paid. But other than that, I've had 65 people click into the listing and look at it. I've had a lot of interest, probably half a dozen to 10 different people like the item, if not more. So I haven't checked it in a while, but I'm getting a lot of likes on the sandals. Another item, I had some vintage Asics, really old Asics that are like, I think they've got like, they were made in Japan, I believe, or they've got like a Japan theme or something. They're very old. Gotten some interest on those. I actually accepted an offer on those yesterday. Same story, buyer hasn't paid. So Depop, I'm seeing that trend. I'm sure you guys are as well, those that are selling on Depop. A lot of people will make an offer, you'll accept it, and then they never pay. Probably 60% of the time. It's very frustrating. So I do have that active offer on Depop on those Asics, 46 plus shipping. I have no hope. It's been probably 18 hours. I have no hope that that person is going to pay. I would be shocked at this point. If they don't pay like right away, it usually doesn't happen. And then I do notice on Depop, I get a lot of half price offers. So $30 item, get an offer for 15, and then just people don't come to play. So if Depop doesn't pick up, and even last month was my biggest month for Depop, 18 orders going out. Total of $434. That's not really that much compared to what I'm doing on Poshmark and eBay. So 6% of my sales. I'm not going to cut it. So that's a long-winded way of saying I'm monitoring Depop, and probably will cut it at some point and just do certain items there. Yeah, I just how many out there are selling on Depop, whether you're watching on YouTube or on TikTok here? Kings of eBay, you're setting me up to ask you, what is your milestone? Just celebrating today's milestone. Of course, you left me in the dark so that I would ask you so that you could say it in the comments, but go ahead and say it in the comments, Kings. Because we want to celebrate your milestone with you. Okay. Enough about that. Enough about Depop. I don't have anything to ship out on Depop right now. So let's go ahead and ship out the first item. No, Kings, don't do that. Let me know. I don't know. I don't get on social media most of the time. I have so much stuff going on. It's hard. Did he get a thermal printer? I'll usually scroll through a few videos on Instagram or TikTok, and then I don't go far down the list there. Did he get a thermal printer? I don't think so. Video hit 8 million views on TikTok. Your video on TikTok hit 8 million views. Congrats on that, by the way. That's awesome. I don't think I've ever had a 1 million view video that wasn't sponsored. I've had 600,000. Jesus is inviting me to go live with them. Jesus, I love you, but I'm going to have to decline today. I watch your items. Carol Ann says, I watch your items on eBay and wondered if you have things on other platforms that aren't on eBay. Yes. Currently 6 platforms, but chopping down to about 3 or 4. Takes a lot of time to, not really to cross post, but just like if you're maintaining 6 different platforms, like How much time do I spend sending out offers on Mercari to get one sale? Yeah, so not going to do that anymore. I think the other night I was getting ready for bed and I was just going through sorting by number of likes and I was just sending out 15% ish, 20% ish offers. I don't think I got one sale from that. Shy Girl Thrifts, eBay, Poshmark, Facebook, Mercari, Grailed, and Depop, but not really listing anything on Grailed and Grailed and Mercari right now. Lynette, yes, I do use Auto Posture. I just started using Auto Posture in the last month, and I think they're generating sales. Poshmark sales have always been my second platform, but I think that they have increased. Let me look at the numbers on that. Typically, like I said, July is usually pretty bad. June, I sold 33 units for just under $900. July already this month, I've sold 34 units for over $1,000. So, it's hard to say, is that because of Auto Posture? Did I just have, if you look back at May, I sold 57 units for $1,600. So it's hard to really know, is that Auto Posture? I've also, through Auto Posture, I've been sending 15% offers on likers. I usually do 10%. Now I've been doing 15% off. So that may have helped. But I like it. It's less than what I was paying, $35 a month. I get the auto offers feature. I get a bunch of different stuff. So if you aren't familiar with Auto Posture, and I do have a lot of people tell me, and I will get a shipping here in just a second, but I do want to answer your questions. Yes, I do have a code. It's linked up above. So if you go through, it's like the fourth or fifth button down. You'll get a $5 credit. You don't have to do the $35 plan. They do have a $25 plan a month if you're just wanting to connect to Poshmark. But sorry about that. Since I sell on Depop and Mercari as well, I do the $35 option to get more platforms. So you can get it as low as $25 a month. They do have a free trial, but you don't get all the features. And if you're switching from another site, they'll give you credit. Like they credited me a discount because I was switching from one shop. So if you're wanting to give Auto Posture a try, click on my link up here, $5 credit to you once you do that. And I can share, this won't work with TikTok. I guess I can flip the camera around. I can share my screen to show you what the dashboard looks like. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comments. I can show you, I didn't know it came with this, but this is a cool add-on that was kind of a bonus when I added on, or when I got the Auto Posture dashboard. It's like, whoa, this is really cool. Little Max saying, yes, please. So let me set up over here and I can show you what this looks like. Sorry, camera's going to be kind of weird for a second. All right, so let's do it over here because I've got the other camera going there. Okay, see if I can flip this around. All right. You'll see that. All right. I'll have to, whoa. Let's get Auto Posture pulled up. And I'll share, for those watching on YouTube, I'll share my screen with you. Sorry, I don't know why it's taking so long to load. It may just be because I have so many things open right now. Gosh, this is bad. Okay, let's Okay. Well, I may have to come back to that. I think once I close out some other tabs, I may be better off. Sorry that's taking so long. If you're with me, I'll get to that in just a second. Flatty Thrifter says, I just tried to open Auto Posture and it was timing out. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So maybe it's not just me. Okay. It looks like it's loading now. So we'll see. No, that's not it. Okay. A lot of people saying it's not working. We'll try again later and see if we can get it going. But I'll show you guys that. And I'm also going to give you a quick demo of Vindu. Mac, have you looked into Vindu anymore? Carol Ann, thanks so much for the heart, the gift. Yeah, Auto Posture has a lot of features that I didn't know they had when I signed up for it. So that was a fun little bonus find. Maybe I just didn't read enough on their site. Maybe they've got that advertised somewhere. I'm sure they probably do. I mean, obviously they're probably advertising all their features. But that was really cool to kind of see after I got it. So let's go ahead and ship out a few items, and then we'll try Auto Posture here in just a second if you're hanging with me. First sale came on Poshmark yesterday as I was headed to the thrift store. So yesterday I spent, most of the day I went to 6 different stores. Got home, I was exhausted. I bought about 100 things, $750 spent at 6 stores, and I was tired. Okay, so my only sale on Poshmark yesterday was a good one. Paid $4 for this at the thrift store. Probably, actually, let me just tell you, a month ago. I listed this a month ago, and it sold for really good money. So I got this Chicago Cubs. Anyone any Chicagoans in the house right now? The Chicago Cubs majestic jersey. I won't unfold it, but it has the really cool World Series patch on the side, like on the sleeve. It was Chris Bryant, so I don't think he plays for the Cubs anymore. I'm pretty sure he's moved on, but at the time he played for them during the World Series. Great shirt, size medium, sold for an offer of $60 on Poshmark, something I paid $4 for. So $12 fees, obviously 20% of 60, made $43.62 profit on this shirt. Now I had this listed at 89 bucks. There was a direct comp for $89 on eBay. I priced it high. Buyer liked it. It sent them a 15% offer at 75. They sent a counter for 60. And I thought, I could counter at 65 or 70. I paid $4 for it. I'm just going to accept. I've started getting to where the idea of moving something is better, especially when I'm still making $45 than, countering and possibly losing the sale. It's really, for me, it's come down to, I need to see stuff going and not so much try and nickel and dime on margin, especially on higher stuff like that too. And my biggest sale yesterday, I did the exact same thing. Came in about a couple hours after that. So I'll share that with you in just a second. So majestic Cubs jersey going out $60 on Poshmark. Great sale. Great first start of the day. I woke up to a spreadsheet sale yesterday. This sale occurred as I was 5 miles away from the thrift store. So I felt good after I accepted that offer. And I mentioned there was like an $80 comp on eBay on this, but I also had some $40, $50, $60 offer comps as well. So 89 was like the highest. So mine kind of landed right there in the average of all those comps. Got some people watching on YouTube. If you're watching with me, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I always love knowing. I always love finding out where people are streaming from, and also if you're a regular, let me know that as well. Curious if I've got Danny on the YouTube channel right now. Saving Mom 99 says, going to buy your spreadsheet soon. Surprised you don't sell 1,000 a day. It's funny you say that, and I appreciate the comments on that. Yeah, I'm excited that you're going to get that. And I mean, I don't know if you're already using something, but have a way to organize your numbers. Yeah, I'm about to hit a milestone. I'm about to hit 1,000 orders on the 2023 spreadsheet. So I'm excited. Morning, Kit Kat. How are you doing today? How are you doing today? Best customer service too. Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate that. Yeah, I always strive to get back to people within a business day. So if you send me a message on a Monday morning, typically I'm going to get back to you that day. If it's after 5 o'clock, I'm going to wait till the next day for the most part. Got to have some boundaries. There are times when I've responded to people at night on the couch, but most of the time I wait till that next day. Okay, that was my sole Poshmark, my sole Poshmark sale. My next sale is my biggest sale of the day. Gosh, I've got so many tabs open right now. It's kind of it's hard to juggle. I've got a screen here, tabs left and right. By the way, Wayne, I don't think you're in here anymore, but thanks so much for the gifts. Appreciate that. Kit Kat says, regular here, love watching you. You know, you maybe have said this before, but where are you watching from, Kit Kat? 4/19/88. Is that your birthday? April 19th, 1988 or April of 1988? Just guessing here. I do the same thing with mine. Emails, jmhayes1127, 11/27. That's my birthday. Mike popping in. Is this Mike Wagon Trail Adventures? Or is this a different Mike? 488 and from Georgia. Nice. Mailman Mike. Okay, sorry, the pictures are small. I've got a couple mics that follow, so. Welcome back, Mailman Mike. This is my old, I mentioned this before, my old post office mailman. He was awesome from Colorado. We obviously left Colorado. We're in Arkansas now, but for years, he was serving my mail, getting it off the porch, making sure it didn't get stolen, making sure it was on time. Tracy says, got your spreadsheet. Happy that it's customizable. Yeah, that was a big change from 2022 to 2023 was to make it to where you could put in the platforms you wanted, and I wasn't giving you those platforms. Okay, next item up. I alluded to it. It's my biggest sale of the day. It's a brand I don't find very often, but it's going out international sale. Do you follow Chris at Peak? This is a brand he has mentioned from time to time, and he got me on this brand. Again, I don't find this very often, but I've found maybe 2 or 3 since he started mentioning it and picked them up. And I actually looked at my store. The only 2 of this brand that I've picked up, I've sold since this one is sold. Saving Mom says, can you input your spreadsheet from your phone too, or is it just view mode from your phone? No, you can edit it from your phone, from your tablet, your iPad, whatever you have, computer, laptop, desktop, Windows, Mac, doesn't matter. Android, iPhone. That's the great thing about Google. It's universal. You can use it on any device that you have. It automatically saves in the cloud. You don't have to worry about saving it on your desktop. Matter Matter of fact, this morning I input my mileage from my phone because yesterday I was doing a bunch of thrift runs, so I input that mileage in. Yeah, that's the great thing about Google Drive. It saves. Your computer crashes, your spreadsheet is still there backed up in the cloud. You make one change, it backs up. You can go back and look at different versions of your sheet. You can revert to a different version. It is very seamless and very it's a great tool. It's the reason why I picked Google Sheets. Lavicia, good morning. Okay, I haven't told you the brand yet, so let me get to that. I sold this virgin wool nylon blend suit. The brand is Hugo Boss. I had this for $109. I had it 10% off on eBay. It was like $98. Buyer made an offer for $75. Typically, I would counter that at $85, $90, somewhere in there. But I said, you know what? $75 on a suit I probably paid $10 for. It's a good deal. Let's move it. My closet over here is full of blazers. It's full of suits. Let's move out 2 pieces right now. So I was feeling good off that Chicago Cubs sale of $60. I accepted this 75 plus 37 shipping going international. Gigi Daisy in the house. Good morning, Ginger. Just bookmarked your Whatnot show for August 3rd last night. You guys aren't following Ginger. Give her a follow right now. She's about to do a Whatnot show here in what is that? A little over a week from is that 2 weeks from today? 2 weeks from today. But go over to Whatnot if you're not already, and give Ginger a follow. I've got a link in my bio that will get you. No, I don't have that yet. I will have that. I'm teasing something I don't have yet. Go to Ginger's account, get her link. You get $15, 10 or 15, something like that. And that will help her out as well. Next Thursday, the 3rd. Okay. That's right. I'm confused here. I'm so busy, I don't even know what day it is. Today is July 27th, if you're watching. Go bookmark Lavicia's show as well. Yes, Ginger has a link tree. You click on her name here, go follow her on TikTok, and then go through her link and get $10 credit to purchase at her show. A free $10 just by clicking. Next Thursday at what time, Ginger? Saving Mom says, all Hugo Boss, or is there something special to look for? I can't answer that. I haven't sold enough, but I've sold 2 blazers, or 1 blazer and this suit. I'll look at the other Hugo. Huh. Maybe it sold last year. It's not pulling up. So 75 plus 37 shipping on this. That's my international rate for 4 pounds. Typically with a suit, it fluctuates between 3 and 4 pounds. I may save a little bit on this. And that's kind of what I took into account when I accepted the $75 offer. There may be, I may make like $7 or $8 on the shipping if it's under 3 pounds. If it's 4 pounds, then I'm pretty much breaking even. Okay. But yeah, I honestly don't know. There's nothing really fancy about this suit. It's just like a charcoal gray. It's a 93% virgin wool. So I can't really answer that question except just tell you what I picked up and what I sold. Okay, so let's get this folded and into the poly mailer. I always make sure that like I get all the hairs and the fuzz off of this. I have long hair and it tends to fall out. So I don't want my hair falling out into someone's blazer that they purchased or suit. So I fold blazers pretty much just like this. With pants, I try and fold to keep like the natural crease that it has, and then it will fit perfectly in the top of the blazer here. So I've got some poly mailers that I use for blazers and suits like this that are kind of like a thicker poly mailer, a little more sturdy, and especially when it's international. You know, it's going to have probably a couple of weeks commute. I want to make sure that this suit is taken care of. I mean, this person paid, I think, $130 when you consider shipping the item and then like the VAT and tax and all that. All right, so I've got it packaged up. By the way, I've got all of my supplies linked up above if you're looking for those. These poly mailers are up there. These are the I think they're 14.5 by 19 inches. I've got two different sizes I use, and they're both linked up in my bio. I say up. If you're watching on TikTok, up. If you're watching on YouTube, it's down in the video description. Okay, so it's over 3 pounds. That suit was heavy, so I figured it was probably going to be a 4-pounder. And then since it's going international, sometimes I don't do this with domestic, but I'm going to put it inside this box as well. I just have to make sure, which I'm not going to have an issue with this one. I have to make sure that I'm under 4 pounds. That's the thing with the way that I ship internationally. It has to be under 4 pounds or I can't ship it through this service. And so I know that box is like 6 ounces. So I'm going to be fine because this is just barely over 3 ounces or 3 pounds. Had quite a bit of international orders lately. Has anybody tried auto posture lately to know if it's working? All right, so most of you know that I ship through Pirate Ship for my international orders. And the great thing with an item that sells on eBay, you just pull it directly in. It gets all the buyer's information, auto populates. You don't have to copy and paste anything. So you just put in the dimensions. Box is a 16 by 14 by 4. I'm going to round up to 4 pounds. And then I just describe what I'm shipping. So I keep it pretty simple. A suit, quantity 1, items value. I do everything before shipping and taxes and all that. I don't want them, they probably already paid a VAT, but I don't want them paying more. So $75. Total items weight is, again, 4 pounds. This is going to the United Kingdom. And then I always check to see if they've already paid a VAT. Which I think with this order they have. If they've already paid a tax on this, meaning they've already paid to have this imported into their country, and if I don't put it in the order, they're going to get charged again when they get there, and they're going to be very upset with me. So I go into the order details, and it tells me the VAT, $22 VAT. So imagine having to pay that again. That would not be a fun experience for them. So I'm going to put it in. I just copy it from the eBay order into Pirate Ship. It's like a 11-digit code, and the label is $35.99. So I mentioned I charge $37 to ship internationally. I pay $35.99 to get the label, and then I just print it, and it's very simple. That's a bummer. I didn't think about that. So this used to be priority mail, but now international orders are going ground advantage. So I can no longer use this box. As I imagine if I use this box, it's going to be sent back to me. Got a bunch of questions or comments coming in. Let me take a look. How do you get eBay to auto-populate in pirate ship? It's in the settings. You go and integrate. So when you click in the settings, it'll say like connect a platform or something. And then you just log in with your credentials, and then it should it'll be automatically linked. And then you can just, when you go to ship, it'll pull open eBay. You can click on eBay and pull in the orders. Ginger, yes, mine was doing the same thing. I was running a 15% off sale on eBay, and it was relisting my eBay item as a new listing with the sale price. So I turned off the connection with eBay until they figure that out. I don't know if that's something that is a glitch or if that's how it works. So that's something to consider. And then I went through and upped all the prices back up on those items, which didn't take long, but it was not fun. I don't run sales on Poshmark. I send an offer to people who like the item. That's pretty easy. Saving Mom. So I turn on a separate international. That's like in addition to eBay's. Can you turn off eBay's? I'm not sure. Someone said you can just cover it. Obviously, I could, but that wouldn't. I mean, the priority mail boxes are for priority mail, so I'm going to take this out. Glad I realized that. And I've got boxes here, so I'll be fine. I'll reuse this for another shipment later on. I mean, I probably could send it just like that. Probably could send it in this poly mailer. I could even maybe double bag the poly mailer if I don't have a box. But I do have this one. This works out pretty well. I don't see myself using anything, using this for anything else. So switch it out. Okay, so the great thing about the poly mailer in the box is it's waterproof. I don't have to tape up the seams or anything. Ginger, I'm curious, you've been doing auto posture for quite some time. Is that a glitch, the whole relisting at the discounted price, or is that typically how it goes? It seems like the way you reached out on that it's a glitch. Someone was asking about syncing up Pirate Ship with eBay. The great thing is when you ship it, just like I did, printed off this label, it will automatically update eBay with the tracking, so you don't have to worry about that. And then it removes it from your need to ship section. Okay, next up, Polo Ralph Lauren custom slim fit polo shirt here. Got the pony on the front. My pictures didn't look great on this. I pulled this out and I was like, dang, this looks better than it did in the pictures. So I have a hard time with whites. For some reason, they come out looking not, I wouldn't say dirty, but just not like this crisp white, bright white. And so I think the buyer is probably going to get this and be like, wow, this is better off than I thought. Um, Used to get anywhere from 20 to 24 for those. I sold that on an offer for 18 plus 6 shipping on eBay, um, which is about the price for those 16, 18, 20, somewhere in there. I have sold recently on Poshmark. I sold one of those for 25, but I think that's the high end for sure. Julie, I have eBay international shipping turned on. I also have my own international shipping turned on. And typically the buyer chooses how they want it done. So I have both. From time to time, I ship out both. I ship out through eBay and I ship out on my own. Just depends on what the buyer selected. Depends on, eBay's international is competing with mine. So the buyer is going to choose the one that makes the most sense for them or they like better. It's cheaper, whatever that is. So I don't know how that works on their end. Okay, so that one's out the door. Let's share some. Oh, I forgot to share the Hugo Boss. So 75 plus 37 shipping. Remember, shipping was $35.99. So I didn't really make anything on shipping, which is okay. That's not really what that's there for. This sold promoted. So I had almost $22 in fees. Left me with $43.60 profit on the Hugo Boss suit. So first two items have profits in the $40 range. So that was a great 1-2 hit yesterday in the morning when those both sold. This Polo Ralph Lauren 24 all in sold promoted as well. I ended up making let's see here, $13.84. No, I didn't because I didn't put in my shipping cost. It's going to be less than that. I'm getting ahead of myself. If you're watching on YouTube, say hello. Let me know. Let me know where you're watching from. And thank you for watching, by the way. Thank you for joining me over there. This registers at 9 ounces, and I know if you get it down to 8 ounces, it's going to be like 75 cents to $1 cheaper. So I always do a reweigh and see if it's really 9 ounces. And in this case, it is. So we're going to stick with that. I want to make sure that it is what it is. Okay, so when I put in shipping of 504, that leaves me at $8.80. So not much margin. A little over, almost $9 on that. And that's okay. There are going to be some items that sell for that. And then you're going to have other items that sell for in the 40s and more. Brand tech says, before taking your photo, touch on a white space to get the correct white balancing, taking the pic. That's really good to know. Thank you for that tip. Okay. Let's go to Facebook and ship out my order that came in last night on Facebook while I slept. I looked at the address and it says it's going to Fayetteville, West Virginia, but I'm in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So I thought it was going to be going across the street. It's not the case. That's okay. All right. I was kind of shocked this sold full price, $19 plus shipping, this Titleist strap back hat. These are selling on eBay all over for 10, 12, 14, even Titleist. I used to get really good money for these. They're definitely better Titleist hats than this. But the cool thing about this hat is if you're not familiar with golf, in the bill here, it's got a magnetic clip right here. You can kind of feel, you can kind of feel it. You can kind of feel it. If you kind of rub your finger over the bill, you can feel a little coin thing in there, a magnetic round thing. And so that's for, when you mark your ball on the green, you have a little coin. And you can put that on your cap so you don't lose it. If it's in your pocket, it may fall out. You put it on your cap, you know where it is, you pull it off. So that's one thing I put in the title was magnetic clip in the bill, so they would know that feature. And you can kind of see, I'll show you on YouTube as well, this little round, it's kind of hard to do this, but the round stitching here is kind of indicative of this clip right here. So $24 all in. Love Facebook sales. I got a buyer I'm going to be meeting up with today at 3 o'clock to sell some Birkenstocks, the same ones I was telling you about for $45 plus shipping. Or sorry, not plus shipping because it's local, $45. And I paid $3 for those shoes. All right, so Jack in Fayetteville, West Virginia. And going through Pirate Ship again because I do all my shipping on other platforms on Pirate Ship. $4.20. Hats are cheap. My fees on this were $1.34 on a 24, really $26.75 when you include tax. Now think about that. $1.34 fee total on that sale. You compare that to eBay, a $27 item, including shipping and tax, that would have been probably $3. And then if it sold promoted, probably another $2. So I saved quite a bit going through Facebook. And one of the reasons why I just cannot bring myself to take Facebook down or take my listings down off Facebook. A big reason. I have a lot of people who I meet up with locally and sell it for no fees, or they come to the house. So because the margin is so great, I'll probably always leave Facebook open unless they up their fees. If at any point they say we're going to 10%, I may say, see you later. Thrifty Amy, good morning. Thrifty Duckies, Jen, good morning. Okay, Facebook is shipped. On that item that I would have paid a couple bucks for on the hat, I said 24, 25. 19 plus 6 is 25. I made a profit of $15.81. $15.81, which is good. That's a sweet spot for me. If I can be 15 and above, that's great. Okay, we're back to eBay. Got a couple more orders to ship out. How many of you are selling on Facebook? How many of you out there are selling on Facebook? Whether you're shipping or local. Okay, do flawed items sell? Yes, they do. This next item is proof of that. And I'm actually going to show you the flaw. I'll unfold it and show you. This was a sweet shirt that I would have gotten a lot more margin on had this not been flawed the way it was. I had a really great haul about 2 months ago. Picked up some Robert Grahams, some Burberrys, some some Johnny O's. I just picked up a huge lot of great stuff. And this was one of them. Take a look at this. I'll show you YouTube over there first. Got 4 people hanging out. Robert Graham. Look at this pattern. This like striped floral. I don't know what you call that. Maybe it's floral. And the flip cuff on it. I always check Robert Graham's for a flip cuff because Those will up the value. If you can flip the cuff over and see some kind of colorful pattern, something more than just like a solid color, paisley, this, whatever this is, check out that flip cuff. That's amazing. So my first picture always features this. So I'll do a picture of the top half of the shirt with this cuff in it. Or sometimes I'll do like a Instagram layout, the layout app where you can put in like 2 or 3 photos in the first photo, and I'll do that too, showcasing all the features. But this shirt, had it not had the flaw, would have sold for, I would have expected at least 40, maybe even 50. It's been possible. It's been, I guess, in the realm. I've sold a shirt like this for 59. So that's not out of question that I could get over 50 for it. But it did have some flaws. And yeah, it's interesting. I thought it does have some flaws, but I thought the flaws, I picked up 2 shirts and both of them were flawed. The other one must have been the one that was flawed more than this. This one has like a mark on the bottom there, a couple marks on the very front. So like light staining. So it's crazy to me that this didn't sell quicker. I got 22 plus shipping, which I'll take that. I paid $8 for the shirt, thinking I would get 50 for this. But yeah, right there on the front, kind of see like this area right here. Got some staining. You can't really see it on YouTube. Kind of hard to see. There you go. But yeah, $22 plus shipping. I thought it was this one, but the other one had like a big patch, a big stain on it, and it sold quicker than this one, which is surprising. Where did I pick it up? Helping Hands, just a local store here. Do I try to get stains out? I do. Yeah. If I'll put a little bit of time into it. I'm not going to spend an hour trying to get a stain out though. Because I feel like my time is worth more than that. I asked about selling on Facebook, and I see a comment. I just sold a pressure cooker test locally with $75 profit. Erica says, doing a little bit on Facebook. Nick in the live from Casa Grande. It's heating up over there. 84 is the low. 111 is the high for today in the desert in Arizona. We've got a 4-day stretch of about 100 to 105 coming here, but it's not dry like it is in Arizona. It is muggy and it's awful. All right, spent $8 on this Robert Graham. It's going out for $28 total. Someone's getting a really good shirt. That stain, since it's at the very bottom, is not going to be as noticeable. And it's lighter. It's not like it's a bleach stain or an ink stain or something like that. All right, 9 ounces. So once again, I remove it. Let's tear the scale and see if we can. Okay, it's going to stay at 9. There are times that I've reweighed it a couple times after, and it's been 8 ounces. Not today. Okay, so my profit isn't going to be as much because of the stain. I sold for a lot less, and it sold promoted. I ended up making $9.30 on the Robert Graham shirt, and I did pay up for that. I paid $8 for that shirt. That's kind of high for me. I'm typically paying anywhere from $3 to $4.99 for a shirt. If I'm going to pay $8, I better get at least closer to $30 and over. I was just reminded as I'm tossing my my items in the bin back here. Guys, I did something this week that I've been putting off for months. Trisha, good morning. Been putting this off for months. and I'm finally excited to have done it. It's off. The weight is gone. Uh, I'll tell you about it. I'm kind of I'm obviously building the suspense there. Ask me about it. Ask me. So I purchased probably, I don't even remember. I would say it was at least 6 months ago, but Finley is 6 months, so it was definitely before Finley. So probably 8 to 9 months ago, I purchased at a thrift store for $175 a, a cigar humidor. And I looked it up, and these things retail for $3,000. They were sold comps on eBay for $3,000 plus like 300 shipping coming from Europe. So I'm thinking, man, $175. Got it home. I bought it. It worked. Plugged it in, filled it up, did everything I needed to do to test it out. Went online. I bought a key so I could lock it, so the buyer could lock it. I bought a new charcoal filter. And I've just not been wanting to address the fact that I'm going to have to ship this when it sells. So it's been sitting over here acting as a shelf for my clothes. And finally I said, you know what? No more. Let's get this out of here. This is money just sitting in this room, taking up space. It's like the size of a mini fridge. So I finally got around to cleaning it up, listing it, and it's on eBay right now. I bought a box. I bought these heavy foam boards that I'm going to put around it. I've got stuff, and I may actually end up just taking it to UPS and paying them to box it up for me and getting insurance, because if they box it up and then I insure it, they have to take care of it. So, but that item will probably sell for, it retails for $3,000, and I'm the only one selling it in the US. So that obviously will give me a leg up. And it's in excellent condition, just light scuffing around like the stainless steel. But I've got it listed for $2,000. It'll be my biggest flip when it sells. I mean, I'm imagining I'm going to get at least $1,000 for it. I figured if it retails for $3,000, I'll probably get half price, so $1,500. Paid $175 for it. So that will be nice when this little space back here is completely empty. Good morning, Carla. But I got it listed. It's been sitting in here, and every time I see it, I'm like, man, I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to do the research. I don't want to list it. I mean, it's a 65-pound item, so it's heavy. It's not something that, and I obviously want it. If someone's spending that much money, I obviously want to make sure it gets there without scratches, without dings. I also listed a couple items that I've just been putting off. So last week on Friday, I got on it. I was like, I'm tired of waiting around, having this over my head and just thinking about it. Let's do it. And it was a good feeling. It was a good way to end the week. All right, my last item to ship out today. Buyer, I have one more item, but they haven't paid for it yet. So it's sitting back there. I'm waiting for them to pay. I'm honestly surprised these didn't sell faster. I picked up 8 of these for like $1 each. Temperware. And then it tells on the bottom the Temperware by Linux. And this is the Summer Spice design pattern. Summer Spice. Picked up 8 of these, $1 each. I've literally had these since March of 2021, just waiting. Had them priced up, thinking someone, wants this cool vintagey pattern. I mean, these are from like the 70s or 80s. So I had 8 of these. I did a set of 4, quantity 2. And let me just double check. Was it March 2021? Yeah, March 10th, 2021. So we're well past 2 years on this. Sold the first set for $13.50 plus 12 shipping. I really thought someone on Depop would grab these. So I'm not going to make much, but I'm moving 4 mugs out of inventory. Reason why I don't pick up much mugs anymore. Ginger says, you are brave. Selling something that big, I usually redonate the thing I'm dreading to list. Well, I thought about it. Before I purchased this, I thought about it for about an hour. I had some time, and I was like, do I want to get this? do I want to ship this? And I probably would not have got it to make $100. But when I thought I could make $500, $1,000 profit, I've got to get this. So yeah, and maybe even more. I've got the buyer paying $250 shipping. That includes like all the supplies I had to round up and pay for. I'll probably pay to have it shipped like 2-day instead of like standard shipping, because I don't want that sitting in the mail for 5 or 6 days. I'm going to have to pay to insure it. I'm going to have to pay to, I'm doing the signature on delivery. I'm doing all the things to guarantee this does not go wrong. But yeah, to make $1,000, I would do that. And I called UPS and said, hey, here's the deal. If I bring this up, will you all ship it? It's going to be like 80 pounds after you package it up. They're like, yep. I said, how much does that cost? And they were like, $20. I'm like, that can't be right. You're going to pay me $20 to package that? That's a no-brainer. I'm going to save the headache and let them do it. That's obviously not the price to ship it. That's just the price for them to put it in a box and pad it well. And then it's $2 for every 100 for insurance. So $40 to insure a $2,000 item that sells for less, obviously less. So $60 for them to package it and insure it. And it'll probably cost me $100 to $200 to ship it, depending on where it goes to. Carla says, how do you price shipping on eBay? I have to say it's my biggest hang up, especially for shoes. I do a flat rate. And on shoes, I do, if it's 2 pounds, $10. If it's 3 pounds, $12. And if they're like heavy boots, I do $14. I hardly ever lose money on shoes. Occasionally, if an item goes to Washington or Maine, I'll lose money, especially if they're heavier. I would caution you against just doing that as your flat rate. What I would do, Carla, if I were you, whether it's shoes or clothes or whatever, just do calculated shipping and make sure your dimensions are correct. So make sure the item, like say it's a pair of shoes, put it in a box, see what the dimensions are, and make sure those dimensions are correct in the listing. So if it's 3 pounds, put in the listing 3 pounds. If it's a 12 by 14 box, put those dimensions, make sure it's accurate. That way you won't lose money. The buyer will be charged the exact amount that it's going to cost to ship it. You'll start to get an idea of how much shipping costs. And then if you want to switch to flat rate, you can. 929 Sports, thank you so much for the finger heart. Hopefully that answers your question. And after you got like a handful of items you've shipped, you'll start to notice like, oh, okay, a pair of shoes going some distance is usually like $9.94. If they're 2 pounds, 3 pounds, it's like $12.94. So of course, it's always changing. Rates are changing, but you start to get an idea. Don't stress over it. You're also going to lose money. You're going to make mistakes. There are going to be times where you learn something, and we always learn through making mistakes. It's not fun at the time, but then the reason is so that you don't make that mistake again. So, I've sold let me just give you this. When I started off, I was not printing my labels from my home. I was going to the post office and going to the kiosk and paying right there. I shipped out several times when I first started a pair of pants that were under 2 pounds for $11. Now, at the time, I could have, and this was years ago, I could have shipped those pants for, at the time, I think it was $7.25 in a padded flat rate. So I was giving up $3 and change margin on every pair of pants that I was going up there. And I quickly realized that. And I was like, I'm buying a printer and I'm shipping from home and I'm going to save that money. So you'll make mistakes. We all do. That's how we learn. Don't stress out over it. You're going to have items that get there. They're broken. You have to deal with that. That's just part of the business, but you learn and move on. I've had those as well. Nick says, I averaged out my flat rate shipping, $5.95. I pay out an average of $4.98. So Nick is making roughly on average. There are probably some he loses on, and most of them, he obviously is not losing on most of them, or he would up his price. But he's making on average a little less than $1 in shipping, which you can do and use for your shipping labels. Did you lose sound? Is my audio good? Okay. All right, so let's ship out these mugs. I don't know if you'll be able to see very well. I'll lower it down here. So I'm going to be using bubble wrap that's above me here. I've got a couple different sizes. I got the, I don't know if these are the medium or the large. I think they're the large. I'm going to start off with the small bubbles. Got them on a rod so I can just pull the bubble wrap down and quickly tear it off where I need to. That's another office hack I saw someone do once, and I was like, I'm stealing that. So I put a rod up here. It's on like a little swivel, so I can just pull it and quickly get it down. Okay. You're getting live access into how I do this. So I use the small when I'm first wrapping. Big E sales. Thank you, Eric, for the gifts. I appreciate that. Got the small wrap. Got a couple of sheets here. These are these mugs are really sturdy, and the handle is even sturdy. You can get some mugs like where the handle is really flimsy and you can kind of feel it, it's thin. So I'm not too worried about these breaking, but the part you want to protect the most is the handle. This is probably the most fragile part on this mug. So what I do is I put this on the bubble wrap, and then I leave like 6 to 8 inches of space of wrap here that I'm going to shove in the handle. These handles aren't really that big, so I'm not going to be able to get much in there, but I'm basically like cushioning the handle. And then when I roll it up, it will get even more. So you can see like here's the handle. The bulk of this wrap is around the handle. I'm going to shove top in here, and then I'll just tape down the bottom. That's how I do mugs. I don't spend a lot of time. It's usually really quick. One piece of tape, and it's good. Now that's not going to be my only. I'm going to do more to that, but I just start off by doing a quick wrap at the beginning. Auto posture is up. Okay, cool. I'll show you guys here in just a second. So if you're still from the earlier video where I was talking about auto posture, I'll show you that here soon. Now, whether it's 4 mugs or 1 mug, I've never, actually, I shouldn't say that. I've maybe had 1 mug arrive broken. That was a long time ago. I learned my lesson, and I don't package that way anymore. But I will say you want to do your best, because if you're shipping out USPS, I have never won a case with USPS where the item arrived broken and I did a claim. I've never won it, not one time. I'd be interested to know if anyone has won a claim on USPS. I've never had to file one with FedEx or UPS, but with USPS, I probably had 3 to 4 claims that I've always lost. And they always say it's hard to prove if you really shipped it well enough to justify the claim. And I'm like, well, that's subjective. Of course you're going to say that. So if I know I'm shipping out USPS, I make sure to do a great job packing it. How many times do you ship per week? How many items? How many items per week? In the month, last month, I shipped out 202. So I'll give you an idea of roughly 50 items a week, but we're obviously in the slow season. The most items I've ever sold in a month was, I think, 440. That was back in the day when I was in Colorado. I've never hit that since. 250 to 300 is a good number. If I can hit 250 to 300 in a month, that's great. Ginger says I only do clothes, so no claims. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I don't ship out breakables as much anymore. Times to the post. Oh, I see what you mean. They always get picked up. Sorry, I misread your question. Mine always get picked up on my porch here every day, unless I miss the lady. So, all right, we've got 4 mugs all taped up. So now I'm going to wrap those in the large bubble wrap. I'm basically going to take 2 mugs, push them together, and roll them up. And there's like a couple of layers of large bubble wrap here. And to make sure those don't come out the ends, okay, so now you can see I've got 2 mugs in here. I feel pretty good about that. Almost out of bubble wrap. I'm going to have to order pretty soon. $9.29 says, "It's my first live for you. Welcome. I've seen you in Chris at Peaks live quite a bit. I know you're a loyal follower over there. Thanks for stopping in my live." Learning to do it correctly. That's good. Caroline says, "I just want to pop this stuff all day long." There you go. There's one. Actually, I don't need that much. Oh, well. All right, so now we've got 2 packages here. And I'm not sure if I'm going to ship those out USPS or something else. So let's go ahead and take a look at rates and see what I'm looking at here. I do have to go out later today, so it's not a big deal if I have to drop by and go to like FedEx or UPS. So now that I've got these both wrapped up, pretty much how I'm going to wrap them. And I've never had an issue shipping out mugs since I've started doing this, like the small wrap on the front and then the big wrap on the outside. I'm going to go ahead and put these on the scale. I'm going to get the total weight. Now, obviously, this is before a box, so I'm going to assume roughly 6 to 8 ounces for a box. They're just over 2.5 pounds, or just under 2.5 pounds. So they're going to be 3 pounds total. I need to put in dimensions of a random box just to make sure that UPS and FedEx are correct. So they're going to Maryland, which is 2-3 states away. I'm looking at my map here. And priority mail, I can do $9.59. I charge the buyer $12. So I'd make a little bit on that. UPS would be $9.58. FedEx would be $13.47. So obviously not doing FedEx. UPS is 1 cent cheaper, but I have to get my own box. So I'm going to do USPS. And obviously the time savings, I'm not having to drop it off, drive over there. Just a lot of benefits there. Forgot to mention, but when I went live, I did have someone order the spreadsheet, premium spreadsheet this morning. So we got one sale kicked off already there. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at pirate ship as well. I haven't noticed that pirate ship has been better lately than eBay, but we're going to see what it looks like. Just make sure I'm getting the best rate. Carla says, I've watched many of your videos. Thanks for doing those. It's helped a lot. I appreciate that. I could do, so ground advantage is $875. Priority mail is $959. And then UPS is the same as eBay's rate, $958. I could save 80 cents, put it in my own box and go ground advantage. But I think because these are breakable, I don't want this in the mail that long. So I'm going to go ahead and do priority mail. I can use their box. 80 cents is not a huge deal for me. Now, obviously, this box is a lot bigger than I need. So I'm going to grab some extra padding that I've got in the closet. CG says, love pirate ship. All right. I also need to make sure that this is going to stay under 3 pounds or it's going to go up. Okay. That just went up quite a bit. Okay, so adding all that wrap is obviously going to take it up over a pound. 929 says yes, but 80 cents adds up. Yes, but when I'm shipping something breakable, I would typically go the cheaper option, but I don't want this to be sitting in the mail for 5 days when I can get there in 2. Okay, so priority mail is now going to be bumped up to $12.01 because I'm sitting at 4 pounds. Ground advantage would be $9.35. So that's a $2.70 difference. UPS ground would be $10.85. So now we're going to switch our course and go a different route. And now we're going to go UPS because I can get it there, still make money on shipping. Yeah, and I'll go right by UPS today. Wish they still had the regional boxes. Yeah, I used to use those quite a bit. All right. Now, the only other thing I need to do, because I'm not using Priority Mail's 12 by 12 by 8 box, it's still going to be 4 pounds, but now I need to change the dimensions to this box. So that's going to change the price possibly. Let's see. Okay, didn't change the UPS rate. Just going to go back to eBay and see if updating FedEx will be different. Okay, still not the cheapest. Okay. Interesting. So I didn't check eBay. I was going through Pirate Ship, and that's where I got the $12 rate. eBay has Priority Mail at $11.65. It's still not the cheapest option, but we're going to stick with UPS Ground for $10.85. So I make a whopping $6.14 on those mugs after I put in all my cost. $6 profit. And then I know there's probably some debate on whether you all use these. I do. I used to put them all over the box, and that probably was drawing attention to like drop it or kick it. Now I just put a couple on there. They're like, I used to put like 6 or 8 of these, like all around the sides, and just to make sure that people would see it's fragile. And now I'm like, if I'm putting 8 stickers on there that say fragile everywhere you look, they're probably going to be like, let's just throw this one. Time invested in purchase plus time equals value for you. Reality. Yeah. And while I was at that store in 2021, I picked up a lot of other stuff that I sold for profit. So I wouldn't say it was a mistake. I'm just learning as I go. Do I want to continue to focus on those things? Because how long did it take me to look those up? And so I got 2 sets. So if I make $12 profit total, it's not a lot of money, but it's still profit. But yes, I'm constantly evaluating whether things are worth it based on what they're selling for. And I probably won't pick those up again, not to go 2 years and 4 months to make $6. That's not worth it. Okay, so eBay is shipped out. We're good there. Let's pop this back up. I mentioned possibly doing an auto posture demo. And then I'd like to do like a Vendu demo. So let me go put these on the porch in case the post office worker comes. And I'll be right back. Okay. Thanks for hanging with me, guys. Let's check on auto posture, see if it's going right now. Someone said it was up. Okay, much faster. Gosh, I thought it was my computer. I was like, what's going on? It never takes that long. So I can share my screen with those watching on YouTube, and I'll do that. I'll show you what I'm seeing, and then I'll flip this camera around for those watching on TikTok. We got quite a few of you watching on TikTok right now. All right, got the close up. Let's move this. All right, I'm actually gonna move this over just a sec. Okay, and let me share my screen on YouTube. There you go. Should be able to see it now. All right, so this is the dashboard for auto posture, and again, if you're looking for something to help you with sharing shares, sharing your closet, liking other people's things, if you're wanting to make that whole process a little quicker and automated where you don't have to do it, I'm making this smaller so you guys can see, get the majority of the screen there. Okay, so over here, this is my dashboard. When I log in, it tells me what's going on. So I've had 1,400 shares here. Obviously, that's going to keep going up. Zero party shares. This is the Poshmark. You can see Poshmark. Got 80 community shares. So basically, it's sharing my items, it's sharing other people's items, and it's relisting stale inventory. So anything over 30 days, it's relisting. You can see I've got 9 today. And then if I scroll down, I've got it set to send out offers automatically on items that are liked. So if I go in here, I can put in here like what my defaults are. So automatically send bundle offer to last liker. So single item offer 15% off plus the normal shipping. You can do discounted shipping if you want. I just keep it normal. Multi-item offers. Sometimes people throw 2 or 3 things in the cart. I still do 15%. I used to do 10% on the single items, so 15% was a better deal. But obviously, even if I send this 15% offer, they can still counter and we can still go back and forth. So it's not like I lose the sale. And then I've got that saved. And then over here, Poshmark follows. Basically, if someone follows me, I follow them back. And that's done that 58 times in the last, started today at 6:01 a.m. Okay, and then going down, you've got eBay and you've got Mercari and Depop. Again, I'm paying for if you just want Poshmark, it's $25 a month. So if you get all of this that I just showed you for an extra $10, I link in my other accounts. So I got Mercari and Depop down below. I got eBay. I don't have eBay doing anything right now, but I can relist stale listings on eBay with a new listing. I've got that turned off until they figure out that glitch with the sales price. Mercari, I need to reconnect. Mercari was having issues this morning, so I won't be able to log in right now. But it'll show you basically the same thing as Poshmark. Depop it sends offers to likers, and I've got that at 15% off. And then, of course, Depop relist 18 items since 6:05 a.m. today. And that will just continue on throughout the day. At night, it pauses to give like a natural break for when people would typically not be doing that. I can go in here and see all the items that have relisted. Now, I will say, word of caution to those of you watching, if you're relisting, okay, if you're using Vendu or List Perfectly or some kind of software to cross post your items, when you relist using a bot like Autoposture or One Shop or anything else, you're breaking your links. So you need to know that going into it. I'm using Vendu. A lot of you know that already. And for the longest time, I wasn't using Autoposture or One Shop for that reason. I didn't want to break my links, which means when an item sells on Vendu, I can go in and hit sold, and then it automatically takes them off all the sites. But now that I'm relisting through Autoposher, it's creating new URLs for each relist, and those are no longer connected to Vendu. So these 10 items that relisted today are broken. The links are broken, which means when I go into Vendu and mark an item as sold, it's not going to take it down, which means I have to manually take it down. But I counted the cost and said it's worth it to relist and automate this process. And when an item sells on eBay, I just go onto all the sites and take it down manually. So you need to think about that aspect before you jump onto a site like Autoposher, One Shop, or some of these other automated bots. Oh, you guys are talking about the faith over sight. Yeah, that's something I have to remember. That's a good mental thing for me. Thrifty Amy, yes. Be encouraged, yes. At what point for a newbie would you buy Autoposher? Well, it just depends. Like, I was on 6 platforms. So for me to have to take down an item, I'd have to do it on 5 different platforms. But once I get down to like eBay and Poshmark, if you're just on eBay and Poshmark, or say 2 or 3, it's not a lot to just go onto the other site and take it down. So I would say if you're selling on Poshmark, you need something. People are using bots. They're using something to automate that process. And if you're not doing that, there's a good chance you're getting left behind on shares, reciprocal follows, likes going out, things like that. Uh, 929 Sports, I'm going to show you Vendu in just a second. I'm going to do a demo there because I have some things I need to do. And so I'll show you that here in just a second. But that's Autoposher. If you guys don't have any other questions, I'll jump over to Vendu and show you what Vendu looks like for those that haven't seen it or want to see it again. Can you bookmark my next Whatnot show? It's Monday at 4:30. Is that 4:30 Eastern, Central? Go bookmark Thrifty Amy's show. She's did her last show last week. I went in and made some purchases. I actually won a giveaway on Amy's Whatnot show. That's the first time I've ever won a giveaway. I'm excited to get my box of, I guess I've got 3 or 4 items coming. So 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central. Okay, let's close this out. Stop sharing that. Let's go over to Vendu now. Sorry, I got to find it. Where did I put it? Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Okay, let's bring this over. Faith over sight. You guys remember that? I need to see that on a daily basis. Okay, so those of you watching on YouTube, I'm going to share my screen with you again and show you what Vendu looks like. Vendu is a cross-posting software. That has greatly enhanced my business. Okay. So that's what it looks like. It's got all my inventory. You guys on TikTok aren't going to see my whole screen because obviously the difference in dimensions here, but let's center this where it's better for you. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is my main dashboard. There, that's a lot better. Got that glare off the screen. My main dashboard here, you can see the sites that I have linked up aren't grayed out. So Depop, eBay, Facebook, Grailed, Mercari, Poshmark. These other sites that are grayed out, I have not linked my account because I don't have an account with them. But you've got, just in case you're interested, Shopify. You've got Tradesy, I think is that one. Kitizen. I forget what this one's called, but it's like a higher end brand that starts with a V. Someone will know it. Vestair, I think. You've got Etsy in here. So you've got, what is it, 11 different platforms you can choose from to link up to your Vendoo account. They're constantly looking for ways to add more. This Vestair was just added recently, if I'm saying it right. I could be saying it wrong. All right, if I click on each of these sites, like if I want to see all the listings that I have linked up with Depop, I come in here, I click Depop, and you can see I've got 961 active. On eBay, I have, actually, that's not accurate because my links are broken. So I have more than that, but actually linked with Vendoo, it's different. But if you're not using Auto Posture or your Vendoo does have a feature where you can relist your items through their software, and I was doing that for the longest time. But I decided to pick the lesser of two evils and do it, have Auto Posture do it itself in the background, and just manually take down when I sell an item. So I want to cross post items that are not on Facebook. So I'm going to choose Facebook and view listings that are not listed on Facebook currently. This is what I do every day. I go through and I cross post my items onto obviously several sites. So these are all the items that I have that are not currently listed on Facebook. So we're going to pick this first one. Okay. You can see I've got all my links, all my platforms linked up here. These are all the sites I can quickly go into. Just keep in mind, I'm explaining how I do this. It's going to usually take me a lot less time when I'm not explaining, like a few clicks and I'm done. So I already imported this from eBay. It's an active listing on eBay. I pulled it into Vendoo. Let's give you more of the site here. I'm going to come down and choose the color. Actually, and you can see it pulled in like the listing price, the dimensions, and all that. And I'm going to click save. I'm basically doing this in Vendoo. It's going to save that change all through these sites. Okay, so my first one is Poshmark. Let's list this to Poshmark. It pulls in the title, pulls in the description, pulls in some item specifics. I really don't have to do much. I make sure the category is correct. It is, except I'm going to choose cargo. And my size is 42. So I'm going to go to big and tall, 42. Original price, I default that to 0, so I don't have to put anything in. If it were new with tags, I may change that. And then I'm going to click list. Poshmark is usually really fast, like 5 seconds. And it's going to push that out. Now it's listed on Poshmark, as you can see. 1 second here. Okay. So that takes me literally 4 clicks. I added the color, I added the category specific, the size, and listed it. If I wanted to go to Mercari, which I'm not currently posting on Mercari, but I could, you can see all that it fills in. I can just change like from good, gently listed to fair used. I would pick cargo. I don't know why it's saying unauthorized. That's not right, but maybe it'll still do it anyways. I'm going to add in my shipping here because I do my own shipping on Mercari. So $38. So that would be the all-in price with shipping, and hit list. And it's not going to let me do it because Mercari is having issues this morning, but typically that would list pretty quickly. Let's go to Depop. I'm going to put in just some hashtags. So 511, cargo, ability. This one takes a little more time, which is why I'm thinking about not doing it. Work pants. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm going to leave it as good. They're in pretty decent shape. We'll change this to 929. I'm not sure what you're saying with Vendoo daily review, but let me know what you're wanting to know and I'll help you out. I'm going to pick the pants. That's correct. 42. I have this. So anytime you see these green checks, that means I've defaulted that to what is going to automatically pull in. So usually I do $6 shipping. I'm going to change that real quick. If I was doing 6, I wouldn't have to change it. Click list. Yeah, Mercari's having issues for everyone right now. I just forgot that when I was doing the whole thing here. And then Facebook. So as you can see, an average of like 4 or 5 clicks on each site. This takes me a minute or less to just go through and do all of these. I'm just basically verifying that everything's correct. I'm going to do a few optional. So pant style, I'm going to do cargo. I don't really fill in color much. Going to change the shipping to 9 and list. And Facebook usually takes longer. Andrew says yes, but everyone else didn't get mad and delist all their items. Yeah, I don't know if that's a joke, Andrew. I mean, Chris told me this morning what happened. We talk every day. He was already not posting on Mercari anymore, and that was just for him what pushed him over. So it was just a choice of like, fine, if you're going to charge me for this stupid thing, I'm already on the way out, so I might as well just cancel it now. So he delisted all of his items. That's his choice. But he made the decision 2 months ago not to sell on Mercari anymore. So it's just another step to solidify that. Okay. I'm going to do these next ones. Banana Republic performance pants. So I always just kind of look at the size. 34 by 34. They're blue. Hit save. Now I'm going to move a little faster just to show you. These aren't actually chinos. I'm going to do none because they're more like a performance pant. Actually, these are light new because they almost look new. So I'm not going to do hashtags on this. And because I didn't need to change the price, they're £1 or less. That was just a quick little list. It does kind of get choppy sometimes, like it'll jump down. Go ahead and pick chinos. So I would go even faster than that if I weren't live streaming this, but you can still see like how much time I cut down just quickly by doing that. Do the changes you make affect the listings for other platforms, or is Vindoo a standalone? So whenever you import your item, let me just get out of this. Let's do this one. This item is listed on eBay, and I pulled it into Vindoo. So I'm on the Vindoo tab, $9.29. Any changes I make in the Vindoo tab, as long as these aren't listed, are going to make the changes here. But if I have this listed on Poshmark, and then I make a change up here in Vindoo, it will change it on Poshmark's site here, but it will change it on the template here, but it won't change it in the listing because basically I would just have to delist it, make the change, and then relist it is how you would do that. So hope that answers that. Okay, crag hoppers, bear grills, hiking pants, 32 gray and black. So I'm going to say primary colors are gray and black. Their waist 32. Save that. So now I don't have to enter all those colors in on Poshmark. And now I'll just go kind of like I would. So if you guys are looking for something to cross-post your items, I'm showing you Vindoo now. I've got it linked up above. If you're watching on YouTube, I've got it linked down below. You'll get a free trial if you want that. If you want 25% off your first order, your monthly order, go through my link, 25% off. Crag hoppers. Yeah. I've heard of the brand. It's very rare for me to find it, but they partner with Bear Grylls, so I figured that would draw some interest. This is the first time I've picked up this brand. Have you guys heard of this? Gardeau or Garder? I'm not sure how you say that, but they're fair trade denim. And comps are kind of all over the map, from 20 bucks plus shipping to 50 for used. CG, they don't have, that I know of, they don't have Bonanza. Let me look. Vestiaire was the other one that I was looking for. Here are the other ones. So Tradesy, Kitizen, Shopify, Vestiaire, in addition to the ones that I'm doing. So I do this every day. I push through 5 to 10 listings onto other sites. It's just a part of my routine. And I can leave that while it's listing. And then once it lists on Facebook, it will pop up here. So you can see, going back, I didn't show you this before, but right below the listing, it tells you what sites it's listed on. If I refresh this, it'll probably disappear because it's now listed on Facebook. Okay, still listing. Like I said, Facebook does take longer. Not sure what's taking so long, but can I speak to each of my mouse clicks? What do you mean? You just want to know like why I'm clicking what I am? Yeah, this is rare that Facebook takes this long. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave because I'm not going to watch that thing spin. So we're going to click on this one. It's on eBay. We want to push it out to a few other sites. All right, so I'm scrolling down. I'm going to pick the color brown and then save. Going back up, we're going to click on Poshmark. I don't list anything on Etsy. I just can't get that to disconnect. So that's why it's showing up. The only thing there is my spreadsheet. So with Poshmark, this is trying to find the length on the skirt. I think this would be classified as a midi. So I'm going to double check the category and select midi. The size is petite and it's 12. And then list. Okay, so I don't wait on that. I just move on. Depop, we're moving on. I'm going to put in here. These are hash marks that are going to populate that people can search in Depop. So I'm creating up to 5. Linen is 1. I'll do floral because it's got like a floral linen pattern. I'll do embroidered. I'm not great with these, by the way. I'm sure you guys would come up with a lot better options than I would. And then I did skirt. Source, it's a dead stock item. It's new with tags. You can't find it in the store anymore. With women's, I'm not great at these either. I could do like, what would you guys say for this skirt? It's like a linen blend with a floral embroidery on it. I don't know if you can see that pattern. Would you say boho? Would you say, because I can pick up to 3 of these, boho, I've got, what else? I honestly don't know. Casual. I don't have to pick anything either. I could just leave it. So maybe I'll just leave it. I'm going to choose 12. 6 is good on shipping, and then list. All right, let's go over to Facebook. And again, I don't have to wait for it to list. It's listing in the background, so I can move on and start cross-posting on other sites. We're going to go women's petite, 12p. It's new. Skirt style. I'm going to pick A-line. And then leaves 6 for shipping and list. And then I'm going back to inventory. Okay, so you can see here this Gardo still hasn't listed on Facebook. Maybe they're having a timeout issue or something, because it still hasn't pushed through over there. Once it does, it will disappear from this page. You can see the skirt is gone, so that means I'm looking at items that are not listed on Facebook. So the skirt disappeared because obviously it's listed on Facebook. This one is still having issues. So I'll come back to that later. These two I don't have listed on Facebook because you can't list Burberry or Christian Dior. So although those are already cross-posted to other sites, that's why those are popping up. Okay, so the cool thing is if something sells, let's say, let's just say that Sag Harbor skirt that I just listed sold. I can type into the search bar Sag Harbor or any keyword that's in the title and find it. So I've got it here. Here's my options out of my active listings. I've got these two. I can also search sold, which I haven't sold any Sag Harbor before, so there's nothing there. I can click into this. Obviously, you see where it's listed. I can either just come in here and mark sold at the top, or what I do is I choose the platform that it's sold on. Let's say it's sold on Poshmark. I would come in here, hit the drop down arrow, and click mark as sold. If I do that, it pulls it up. And if I want like more of an accounting thing, I don't use Vindu for accounting or for any of my numbers, so I don't fill this out. But I can come in here and put this, I can come in here and put how much it sold for. It will tell me my fees, etc. I don't really care. I don't use it for that. I'm going to hit mark as sold. And once I do that, it's going to take it down from all the other sites. So it will say sold here, and then it will say delisting, 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 and it will take it down from all the sites. So that's the great thing about Vindu. They do have auto sale detection, which means when an item sells, Vindu recognizes it and takes it down. I don't know how long that takes to do that. And I don't know if you have to have this screen open in order for that to work. I honestly have never used that feature because my links are broken. So when I make the sale, as I alluded to before, I go to, if I made the sale on eBay, I go to Poshmark and take it down. I go to Mercari and take it down. I go to Depop and etc. But here's the cool feature. I think I closed my numbers. Did I close my numbers? No. So if you're not using Autoposture or One Shop, and you won't be able to see my screen on YouTube. Well, you'll see it, but it's not what I'm looking at. I've been relisting, according to my sheet here. So on the 25th, I relisted a batch. I'm going to go through and relist these items. I'm going through by date, and this is where I left off. So this is from January 3rd of 2023. So I'm going to come in here and put in 1/3/2023. And it's going to find the custom SKU that I have. It will pull in a few. You can see here, this one is 5/1. Obviously, that's not what I'm looking for, but I can scroll down until I find. Actually, sorry. Let's search by oldest. And there you go. When I search by oldest, you'll see the 1-3 pulls up. So I've got all my listings from January 3rd, 2023. And I'm going to go through and relist these. So I'm going to select up to 10. Make sure these are the ones I want. And I've got a few extra, but I can only do 10 at a time. I'm going to delist and relist these to make the listing fresh. So I can do this on all these platforms, but like I said, my links are broken with the exception of Facebook and Grailed. So I'm going to go through and relist these. So it's going to take it down and relist it as a new listing on Facebook and Grailed. I'm going to confirm. And you can see down here at the bottom of the screen, it's delisting and relisting those 10 platforms, those 10 items, sorry, on Facebook and Grailed. So got it about sold items. Thanks. Is that an option that needs to be activated? The auto sales detection, it's supposed to be, I don't think it's supposed to be activated. I think it's just supposed to be working. But like I said, I wouldn't know because my links are broken. And most of my sales occur on eBay and Poshmark, and neither of those are connected. Meaning they're connected, but the links are broken. So if I open this up, I can see that the Ralph Lauren was delisted and relisted, and it will work through all of these. Why would these items not be auto relisted? You have to tell it to relist, unless you're using, like I said, Auto Posture or One Shot. It's a different tool. And maybe at some point they'll have this feature, but they don't right now. You have to manually tell it which items to delist and relist. So I'm going to close that. So you can see 2 of 10 items are completed. Facebook takes the longest. So if I weren't doing Facebook, this would be going a lot faster. But Facebook's pretty complex as to why it takes longer. Do I sell anything on Facebook? I gave up after no sales for months. Yes. I've got, let's see, 17 orders this month. And I've got another person that's going to meet up with me today to sell a pair of sandals for 45. So I don't know what you're selling, Fetty, or why no sales there, but that could be, well, actually, I didn't give you any reason, but it could be based on what you're selling. It could be your pictures. It could be where you are geographically. I have no idea. What about relisting fees? Yes. I mean, you won't, obviously, there are no fees on like Poshmark, Facebook, Depop, because they don't charge. eBay is the only one that charges to use a listing. So, I mean, yes, you need to make sure that you have enough listings, because every time I relist it on eBay, it's going to charge me a listing. So if you have 10,000, which I do, I'll never get through all those. I have 1,500 items. I could relist 6 or 7 times, cycle through once a week or something, and still not run out. And then you can see here at the top, these have been relisted on Grailed and Facebook, and it's showing me my progress. So that's how that works. I do this every day too. Now I won't be doing Grailed in the future because I'm going away from Grailed. So this will get faster. I'll just be doing Facebook. CG says, how does this platform handle items that you have multiple of the same? Let me click into this one just as an example. I'm on the Vendu template, and they have a field right here for quantity. So I don't use this feature for this, but you can. I mean, when you go to list this, you can put in here quantity of 5. And then when you mark one of them, when you mark one sold, say on Poshmark, it will reduce this number. So it does have a multi-quantity feature. I just tend to manage that on my own. So if I have 2 items, like say those mugs that I shipped out earlier. If you were on the live, I've got 2 sets of those mugs. I managed that myself. They sold on eBay and I had quantity 2. So eBay automatically gets reduced to 1. And then all the other platforms are still listed with 1. So I don't have to worry about those. $9.29. I'm not sure what you're asking. Meaning what? Quantity of your inventory of the same items? So if I had, say, let's say I had 3 of these chubby shirts. With clothing, this isn't really going to happen. But if you're selling like replenishables or things like that, if I have 3 of these exact same shirts, 3 of the exact same items, that's where I'm going to put quantity 3 here. It very rarely happens to me because I sell clothing and you don't find, unless you're getting something new with tags, you don't usually find the same item. Rhonda, yeah, that's where it gets confusing. I use Vindu to delist and relist items on Facebook and Grailed. And the only reason why I use Vindu for that is because Autoposture doesn't do that on Facebook and Grailed. Autoposture has that feature for Poshmark, eBay, Depop, and Mercari. If Autoposture had the feature for Facebook and Grailed, I wouldn't be doing this at all. I would be using Autoposture for everything. But with Facebook, it's really important that you delist and relist. After a day or 2, it gets stale on Facebook. And so, Fetty, if you're still in here, that could be a reason why you're not selling on Facebook. Your listings may be stale. And so I'm relisting quite a bit on Facebook. And I've noticed a good amount of sales because I'm relisting constantly. Yes, $9.29. I think I answered your question, but yes, if you have multiple items, that's how you do it. How do I deal with broken links in eBay when using Autoposture? So if you want to use Autoposture, and I mentioned this before, you probably weren't in here. If you want to use Autoposture or One Shop or any of these, yeah, that's the thing. If you're going to do that and relist, it's going to break the links. That means you have to manually take them down yourself. If you're not using Autoposture or One Shop, you can delist and relist through Vindu, which again, I've done that for 2 years. I've been delisting and relisting on my own. I just go in and do 20 or 30 items a day, sometimes more. And then as long as your links are connected, you can just quickly take it down through Vindu. It's just at some point I said, you know what? It's not worth my time for me to keep doing this. If I were just on 2 platforms, it may be really easy to use Vindu, or 3 platforms. Okay. This normally doesn't take this long, but because I think I'm streaming, my wife is in a meeting. I think it's just taking more bandwidth. Normally by now I'm done, but you can see I'm at 9 of 10 items completed down here. Again, if you guys are looking for Vindu or Autoposture, they're both linked above. If you're watching on TikTok, they're linked in the video, description if you're watching on YouTube. So you can see 10 of 10 items completed. I could then come through and then start where I left off and start the next batch. And typically this is something I would start and then go do something. I would either start listing or start taking photos. Like I'm not usually sitting here watching these items spin. That would be boring. I'm going to stop sharing this. So hopefully that gives you kind of a look on Vindu and Autoposture. Sorry, I'm looking for my light here. There, that's a little better. Do you guys have any other questions while I'm here? Any other things that would be helpful for you as you're deciding between some of these things? I'm going to go ahead and get the next batch started. hopefully through that Vendu demo, you see it's pretty simple to get your listings in. It's really simple. And as far as, let me look at the Vendu site. A lot of people ask, how much does it cost? $9.29 says, carry on, this is great. So I'm looking at Vendu's site. They've got several different pricing points. So whether you're someone who has thousands of items, or whether you're someone who's just starting, you have 10 or 20 items in your store, they have different plans for you. So their smallest package is $8.99 a month. Now, let's think about that. That's not a lot. $8.99. It gets you 25 items a month. So you can pull in from eBay or other platforms, or you can do your own. You can create the listing in Vendu and then just send it out to the sites. But I always pull it in from eBay first because eBay is so complex. 25 items on a month, $8.99. That's pretty cheap. You sell one item, there's a pretty good chance you're going to make $9 profit and pay for your monthly subscription. That's how you have to think about it. There's a cost to everything. To doing business, there's a cost. You're not going to get anything for free. So $8.99. They do have some things like if you want the delist relist tool, you have to bundle that in for like a few bucks a month. They've got some other things too. So if you're just wanting like one or two platforms, it's included. But if you're wanting like access to all 10, you have to pay like a couple bucks a month. Roughly, you add $10 and you get all their features. So for $18.99, you get 25 listings, 25 imports, and all the features. Next plan up is 125 listings for $19.99 a month. And then the next plan, which I'm actually on, is 250 items for 30 bucks a month, 30 plus the 10. And it goes up from there. But if you're watching this and you're not sure on Vendu, you're probably not looking for a 4,000 item plan. But think about it, it costs me 40 bucks a month plus taxes to use Vendu. Get the fan out of the way for you. $40 a month for me to use Vendu. Am I going to make, let's say my average profit is $12 per item. Actually, it's higher than that. It's really close to 20. So if I sell 2 items, that covers the cost. I'm selling well over 2 items on other sites. If I were just selling 1 or 2, I probably wouldn't be doing Vendu, but it's definitely worth it. Do you see duplicates imported into Vendu? No, I don't. Not really. Okay. I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and close it down over there. I've been going live for 2 hours. So thank you for watching. Appreciate that. I'll stay on.